The Delphi murders have haunted the small community of Delphi, Indiana, and captivated the public since February 13, 2017, when two young girls, Abigail Williams and Liberty German, were found dead near a hiking trail. The case has remained unsolved for years, attracting widespread attention due to the chilling nature of the crime and the scarcity of concrete information available to the public. The ongoing investigation has become a symbol of how some violent crimes remain frustratingly elusive despite modern advances in forensic science and technology. Abigail Abby Williams, 13, and Liberty Libby German, 14, were best friends. On that fateful February day, the girls had a day off from school and decided to spend part of the afternoon hiking the trails near the Monon High Bridge, an old abandoned railroad bridge in Delphi. It was an ordinary outing in a familiar area, and there was no indication that anything would go wrong. They were dropped off by Libby's older sister, Kelsey, at around 1:30 p.m., with plans to be picked up later by their family, but they never made it to the designated pickup point. When the girls failed to show up, their families quickly grew concerned, and a search began. It wasn't long before the unthinkable happened. The following day, February 14th, their bodies were found in a wooded area about half a mile from the bridge. Authorities quickly deemed their deaths a double homicide, but have remained tight-lipped about the specific details surrounding their cause of death, possibly to protect the integrity of the investigation. What makes the Delphi case particularly haunting is the fact that, before their deaths, Libby German had the presence of mind to capture potential evidence. At 2:07 p.m. on the day of their disappearance, Libby recorded a short video on her cell phone. It captured footage of a man walking toward the girls on the Monon High Bridge, along with a brief audio clip of his voice saying, "Guys, down the hill." While the video is blurry, the recording has been described as one of the most crucial pieces of evidence in the case. Investigators believe the man seen and heard in the footage is the killer. Despite this valuable clue, identifying the man has proven difficult. The blurry image from Libby's phone shows a man wearing jeans, a blue jacket, and a hat, but his face is obscured. Law enforcement released both the audio and stills from the video in hopes that someone in the public would recognize the voice or mannerisms of the suspect. Over the years, hundreds of tips have poured in, but none have led to a definitive breakthrough. In the absence of concrete leads, speculation and rumors have swirled around the Delphi case. Investigators have been deliberately vague about many details, fueling speculation among the public and internet sleuths. Early on, law enforcement agencies asked the public to refrain from spreading unfounded theories, which could hinder the investigation. Yet, given the high-profile nature of the case and the lack of answers, many have taken to social media, posting theories and amateur investigations online. These efforts have at times caused friction with law enforcement, as well as significant distress for the families of the victims. The police sketches released in the case have also led to confusion. Two separate composite sketches were released by authorities at different stages of the investigation, which some found puzzling. The first sketch, released in 2017, depicted an older man with a fuller face and a goatee. The second sketch, released in 2019, showed a much younger-looking man with sharper features. Law enforcement later clarified that the second sketch was based on new information, and that both sketches could represent the same person at different points in time. However, the contrast between the two images has left some observers baffled and raised questions about the direction of the investigation. The years following the murder saw numerous persons of interest come and go, but none resulted in an arrest. For example, in 2019, attention turned to Paul Etter, a man accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a woman just days before he died in a standoff with police. Authorities investigated possible connections between Etter and the Delphi murders, but eventually determined he was not involved. Other names have surfaced in relation to the case, but each time, investigators have either cleared the individual or moved on due to a lack of evidence linking them to the crime. A significant development in the case occurred in October 2022 when police arrested a local Delphi man, Richard Allen, and charged him with the murders of Abby and Libby. Allen, who worked at a CVS pharmacy in town, lived just a few miles from the Monon High Bridge. His arrest came as a surprise to many in the community, as he had no prior history of violent crime, and his name had not been publicly linked to the investigation before. While the arrest brought renewed hope for justice, many details about Allen's alleged involvement remained under seal, adding to the air of mystery that has shrouded the case from the beginning. The court documents revealed that Alan was allegedly the man on the Monon High Bridge, in the video captured by Libby. It was further suggested that he had admitted to being on the trail that day when questioned by police. However, as the investigation continued, authorities were careful not to release too much information that might compromise the case. While Alan's arrest marked a significant turning point, the case is far from over, as investigators and prosecutors prepare for what is expected to be a complex legal process. For the families of Abby and Libby, the wait for justice has been excruciating. Both the Williams and German families have worked tirelessly to keep the memory of the girls alive and to support efforts to solve the case. They have spoken publicly about the need for patience and for the investigation to be conducted thoroughly and without rush. Through their advocacy, they have also raised awareness about the dangers young people can face and the importance of vigilance in communities. The Delphi murders continue to draw attention because of the unsettling fact that, despite technological advances in criminal investigations, such crimes can remain unsolved for so long. In an era when DNA analysis, surveillance cameras, and digital forensics play pivotal roles in solving crimes, the Delphi case is a reminder that some investigations take time, and patience is sometimes the only option left for families and communities seeking closure. As the legal proceedings against Richard Allen unfold, there is hope that more information will come to light, providing answers to the countless questions that still linger. For now, the small town of Delphi remains at the center of a mystery that has captivated the nation. A community forever changed by the loss of two young girls whose lives were cut tragically short. Until the case is fully resolved, the shadow of the Delphi murders will continue to loom large, both in Indiana and beyond. Thank you for listening to another episode of Loopholery, your go-to podcast channel for quick, witty, and insightful takes on random topics, all in 8 minutes or less. Whether we're diving into quirky facts, exploring weird loopholes, or just pondering life's strange questions, we keep it short, fun, and engaging. Perfect for curious minds on the go. Like or subscribe, and get your fix of unpredictable knowledge bites.